No.
we talked about? Okay. Well, thank you for coming down, and thank you for sharing with us.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. If you could you tell us a little bit about Lithuania and growing up and where you were pre-war?
Pre-war, it was natural. We had freedom. We did everything we could. We liked to do it.
And I see you have how many brothers and sisters?
I had 3 brothers,
3 brothers.
but nobody survived.
Somebody survived. But what did your parents do in
They
Lithuania?
were all in business.
Business?
Yes.
What type of business?
I've never seen here in Memphis this kind of business. I don't know how to say it. We had, when you cut the wool from the sheep, we, I don't know.
Was it weaving or?
We weave to make it for people to make it wool, to something to yarn. But we didn't do the yarn. We just put the wool in a roll.
Oh,
So
like a big
yeah, I don't know how to explain it here because I never seen it here.
Now you were born in 24. So,
Yes, that's right.
So you were 13, 14, 15.
When the war started, no, I was about 17, almost 17.
17.
Yeah.
And were your brothers older or younger than you?
I had 1 older and 2 younger ones.
2 younger. Could you tell me a little bit about when you knew that? What did you know about the war? I mean, how old were you when you first?
We didn't know. The Germans came in Lithuania in 1941. The Russian people came in 1940. Before this, only Lithuania was. And the Russians took over Lithuania in 1940. So and the Germans took over in 41. But we didn't know anything but to expect. We didn't think this to expect. The Germans will do.
You hadn't heard anything about the Germans and their treatment?
No, we heard some gossip, through the radio there. They came in before in Poland. So we heard, but if you don't see it, you don't believe it, what they did. So, but they came in and then the war started, and it was hell.
Could you tell me how? I mean, do you remember the day that you moved to the ghetto?
It was in 1941. I don't remember the date, but first we were in Lithuania, put it up in Shoulders Barracks, and they kept us there, my family. And then they took us back to the ghetto. We came in the Komno ghetto there.
Can you tell me about that day, the day that they took you to the ghetto?
Well, we came in, we didn't know what to expect, but we had to wear a yellow sign of David. And we thought we were going to work or something else. We didn't expect anything else. So, but in ghetto we had to go, they took me to work every day out of the ghetto, and at night I came back in the ghetto, and I was with my mother and 3 brothers. We stayed in a house with another family. We shared, and that's all. Every day we had to work.
What kind of work was it?
All kind of labor, manual labor. All kinds. It's really hard labor, but I was young then, so I could manage it. It was hard.
Did they have you doing the inside work or
No,
outdoor
outside to the ghetto. We took us every morning. We had to march to the workplace and some unload materials or something else to dig ditches or something.
So just whatever that day.
Whatever the day they gave us to do, we had to do it.
And how long were you in the ghetto?
In ghetto was about 3 years. Then I was taken away from my family and sent in a concentration camp.
After the 3 years?
After the 3 years. And I never see my family again. I mean, they liquidated the ghetto, probably all were killed.
And you never saw your brothers?
Never saw them again, never heard from them.
How were you taken to the camp?
To the concentration camp?
Yeah.
They took us in trains, and we went to Stutthof, which is in Germany, and then to Dhaka. Over there we worked for almost about 2 years till the war was over. But the last days of the war, we had to get out from the barracks, and they didn't tell us anything. They just get ready, and we started. They gave us a piece of bread and a can of soup, and we had to march. We marched the whole day, and at night they tell us to take a nap in a barrack, something, and we woke up, we heard a noise, and we looked out, we didn't see any soldiers, and the American army came in.
And that was after 2 years?
Yes,
After 2 years?
yes, when the war was over.
In the camp. Okay. When you woke up that morning and you looked out and you didn't see any of the German soldiers,
Yes,
did
we
you
were
know right away or that you were free? Or?
We thought so, yeah. We were surprised we didn't see any Nazis there. And then we saw a limousine with American soldiers. So we understood it was over. We couldn't believe that. It was a miracle. Because they marched us and we thought we marched to our death.
How long did they march you?
A whole day. Till it got dark in the morning, till a whole day, till it got really dark. And then they told us stop here. And we were so tired, we fell asleep on the floor. And when we woke up, we didn't see any Nazis, nobody. We didn't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, we heard a noise. And we ran out, we saw some American soldiers. So we understood we were free.
Wow, what a wonderful day.
It sure was a surprise. We couldn't believe that.
Where did you go from there?
Then we went, they had the P camp, displaced person.
Mm-hmm.
They kept us there. The agencies from America helped us, gave us food and clothing because we didn't have anything. And we stayed there for 2 years. It was all right, we're free, so we didn't complain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got married in there in 45. And we moved to Munich.
So you met your husband in the...
And there too, he was liberated too, in the same place. I didn't know him before.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And you were married in the camp?
Yes, in the place camp, after the war.
And then so you were there for 2 years? And then you were moved to...
To Munich.
To Munich?
Munich, Germany.
Uh-huh.
And we had an apartment there. And then I met my relative, he looking for relatives. He was from America, he was a soldier, a lieutenant. And his mother was a cousin to my father. And she asked him to look for relatives who survived. And he found out he looked for aunt and uncle and cousins. And somebody told him all the one from the families survived. So I met him, but I couldn't speak English and he couldn't speak my language. So, and I didn't know who he was, but I knew by cousins I had in America. And then I got a letter from his mother and she explained who he was, and so I knew what it is. And then he asked us if we like to come to America. I said, of course. So he sponsored us in 49. We came here.
That's wonderful. Did you have children by then?
I had one daughter in Munich. She was married.
Mm-hmm.
I got her in Munich when we got in 47.
Mm-hmm.
So we came to America. She was a year and a half. The rest children were in Memphis. They were born.
So you moved straight to Memphis
From Germany, in Munich, yes.
And what did your husband do here?
He was a printer first. And then he got in business, in dry cleaning business.
Now, speaking to you earlier, you had said you had how many children?
It's
total?
$4.
$4?
Yeah.
And how many grandchildren?
5.
5 grandchildren?
Yeah, 5 grandchildren.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Do you have anything you would like to add that we hadn't talked about?
I don't know what to.
What do you want people to know about your experience?
To learn what happened to us, so it will never happen again. Just hate, but I don't know what happened. One nation hates another one, or religion, or I don't know what's the matter.
Did you ever think about why that happened?
I couldn't find out why. I just can understand that. Why people can be so cruel.
What helped you to survive the camp experience?
It's a miracle, I guess. If it would last maybe a few more days, I wouldn't be here. Because we were marched to our death. But they didn't have time to kill us.
But you stayed in the camp for 2 years.
In a concentration camp.
And when you were in the camp, how did you survive that?
Well, we worked very hard. We survived. I don't know how. We survived. It was very bad in the camp, too. But we had hard labor. We had to work very hard. And no food. And we slept in barracks. And just like in a wooden barracks. And no clothes and no sheets and no pillowcases. Our clothes was our pillowcase. And very little food. But I think we were young and strong. Maybe we survived. Not many people survived.
You think your faith had anything to do with it?
Well, we hoped. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a miracle. I don't know.
Were you religious at the time? Did you consider
Yes.
yourself?
Yes, I was religious.
Did you ever wrestle with feelings about where God was during that time?
No, we didn't. We were so mixed up. We didn't know what to think about what happened to us because we didn't believe all us will be destroyed. See, we didn't believe. We know every day we are still alive, but we didn't know what can be tomorrow.
Have you talked about your experience much?
No, I really don't like to talk about it. Really, the truth. I remember everything, but it is hard for me to talk about it.
Well, why did you decide to
I
come
don't
to
know
this?
why, because I feel Spielberg took some tapes from everybody, and I didn't go. I said I can do it. But next time I feel guilty not to say anything. So I said I might as well try to go.
We appreciate it very much for you to come here.
Yeah, you should know, everybody should know what happened to us. And we all getting old. Pretty sure nobody will be left here. So maybe the people should know what's happened to us.
Have you spoke with your family much about it?
If they ask me, I tell them. Otherwise, I just don't tell them either.
Do they know?
My children, yeah, they know. My daughter filled it out, and she didn't know before. And my granddaughter took copies from that, so she might take in school, so might need it for history. Otherwise, if they ask, I tell them. Otherwise,
It's hard.
it's hard for me to talk.
Do you have anything else?
No, other than it was an honor to have you out here.
Mm.
It's our honor to help you tell people.
I think people should know what happened.